Hey everyone, Stefano here with Slade & Willow Design and Manage, and today I have a treat. I get the pleasure of Josh Buchanan from Buchanan Real Estate in Orillia, Ontario, joining me for a cup of coffee. Josh?
Hey, thank you for having me. Let's do it.
All right, we are on site today at Mark IV Brothers Coffee and Roastery, one of Josh's favorite, maybe go-to spots.
Yes, sir.
You get a cappuccino, I get an Americano.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's been an absolute pleasure to do this with you. We've known each other for quite some time. And you being one of the better realtors I like to talk to in the local area, this has been great to get together.
Absolutely.
Maybe we'll go through a few questions and see how our industries help each other and what we have coming forward for the future as well.
Certainly.
First things first, Josh, tell everyone who you are.
Hi everybody, my name is Josh Buchanan. I'm a realtor here in Orillia. I have been for 7 years. I've now ran a team in town. I have an office downtown for just over 2 years. My wife Laura works full-time with me, and I love helping people in the area buy and sell homes.
And for most people that follow my page, you know who I am. My name is Stefano, owner of Slade & Willow Design and Manage, where we do a lot of construction residential project management. Today, we're going to talk to Josh about how the real estate game can help the construction game and vice versa.
Definitely.
So one of the big questions that I have for you is, when somebody is renovating or building a custom home, where do you see people over improving for the neighborhood?
So I think it goes right back to how long you want to be there. I think it's very important to do your research, and if you only want to be there a couple of years, you plan for that next buyer. So you want to make sure you're not outpricing the neighborhood by doing too many renovations that the neighborhood can't support.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. It's I tend to find when we do some renovation projects for clients, what ends up happening is they really truly personalize it for themselves.
Yeah.
And sometimes if they're only expecting to be there 3 to possibly 5 years, they overdo it and they don't actually see that true return on investment.
Exactly.
So
and we see that on our end.
Yeah, it's always a different thing when it's like, okay, I plan on being here for 10, 15 years, and I probably have 2 renovation cycles through this home. Then do what you want.
Exactly.
But yeah, if it's always for an investment interest, you got to kind of tail it back a bit. Sweet. So the next question we have is, what is the biggest red flag for buyers notice immediately when they walk into a renovated home?
Great. So it's going to be tough to keep this one short. I think it's really important that there's just no corners cut. Gaps in the trim, flooring laid in properly, a door that doesn't shut right, immediately sends those red flags of what else is wrong. The other little one I always laugh about with my sellers is appliances. If appliances are cleaned and really well looked after, usually the rest of the house is. So I always stress those things. You want it to present well. First impression is a very important one. Smell is very important. So all these little things add up. You just don't want anything that raises that red flag for the buyer that's going to push them away or have them question it.
Man, it's always one of those things for when I go into like a house or something like that, and you're right, like seeing the trim having gaps when it's like the simplest little repair to get done, that drives me bonkers.
And the finish has to be done right.
Oh, agreed. It's what and then like the big thing is some people feel like they're, you know, the best painter in the world, and then they've got paint streak marks and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, just that's the final coat. Like you don't paint your car. It should be no different for your walls.
That's probably the number one spot people cut a corner is they paint it themselves, and they paint it poorly.
And it shows.
Yeah, it does so.
What layout, well, this is actually something that I have personally to ask you, is what layout decisions during renovations can either help or hurt a resale value?
Yeah, well, I think layout from a layout specific standpoint, open layout is still what most people want. We are still seeing some people that prefer a closed off layout. They just don't support the same price point because there's a bigger buyer pool in an open layout. So we'd always recommend that, specifically kitchen to living room being open. You also want segregation from those bedrooms. If they're on top of each other, that can be something that holds you back as well.
Yeah. It's funny because like for years, it's always been an open layout concept. On my side of things now, like as a design choice, we're starting to see people not minding having a bit of separation from living rooms, dining rooms and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, would you say we're dating back to like the 90s style?
We're trending in that
We're
direction.
trending back a little bit. So it's funny how it's good to still see people wanting that on a resale, because
Yeah.
it's good to always relate that back to our clients, saying
Yeah.
like, you know, if you're keeping the house for maybe 2-3 years, open concept might be still
Yeah.
the route to go, but at the same time, you're not rolling the dice
Exactly.
with the new approach.
Yeah.
Why Mark IV for you?
Honestly, as I take a drink, I've been in Orillia now for almost 12 years. I did not know about this for the first couple. And ever since we did, we were opening up our office there 2 years ago, and it wasn't even a conversation. They roast their own beans in town. I'm a hyper local guy. I want to support the hometown guy, but on top of that, it's the best coffee. So I start my day with this every day.
It's funny because the day I came and saw you at your office, you brewed me up a coffee, and you're a bit of a barista yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you can do some cool designs
Amateur,
with the
yes.
cappuccinos. No, you do a good job. But when I tried it, I was like, wow, this is a good coffee.
Yeah.
And it's a great spot. It's located in Orillia. And for those that, you know, like coffee and they're in the local area, we're giving away a gift card. So if you like, share, and follow my page, Josh's page, and Mark IV's page, all listed down below, you enter to win a gift card, and you get to come and try this place for yourself. And I actually like the vibe in here.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm into biking, I'm into snowboarding in the wintertime, and, you know, they're check marking everything.
Definitely.
I tried skateboarding, I sucked at it.
Me too. Yeah.
So we'll stay away from that, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I'm an awesome biker either. So,
Yeah.
But no, it's always good. Why a cappuccino for you?
You know what? I was always just a coffee man. I used to drink a lot more coffee than I do now. I have 2 a day, 1 coffee to start the day, and I have a cappuccino after that as kind of the get up and go. But I look forward to the cappuccino the most.
Man, I wish I could do that. Like, I think I'm about 7 coffees a day still. So
Yeah.
like, I wake up.
This is your spot then.
Oh my goodness, I
Yeah.
live here, no question about it.
Yeah.
And I have an initiation, so like anytime I bring somebody new into the team, they've got to do a espresso.
Yeah.
And I let them have sugar, but we had a new guy start with us, James, and he took it like a champ, and he did a whole
Yeah, James.
just black. I was like, this
And
kid's gonna work out well with us.
Yeah.
So,
And you're hooked now, James?
You love it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got the itch?
Yeah.
It's going. All right.
Yeah, espresso in the afternoon, it'll hit for sure.
Big time,
Yeah.
time. But for me now, it's more for like the flavor. Like I just enjoy it.
Yeah.
I could probably have an Americano or an espresso before I go to bed and just sleep like
Yeah.
a baby.
It doesn't affect me either.
No. So they do a signature drip, which seems to be actually like the new craze. Like, so I actually have a cousin that has a coffee shop in Toronto, and they have this new technique too, where it's like all 3-pour dripping, and it's I feel like it makes the coffee taste that
Yeah.
much better.
Even
So,
just the presentation.
Yeah, yeah.
Makes it feel better.
have you had it?
Yeah. Only a couple times. It's tough
Yeah.
to get away from the cappuccinos. But
It'll be tasty.
so make sure you check out Mark IV.
Big
One
time.
of the best in Orillia.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
Thank you, sir. So yeah, I'm gonna let that cool down.
For sure.
But
Guys, double decking here.
yeah, man, double fisting.
Double fisting coffee.
It used to be at the clubs, double fisting, but now, you know, as we get older and our bones hurt, we double fist coffee.
That's right.
You got some questions that you want
do.
to ask me.
Yes, I do. So let's do it.
All right.
Okay, so from a builder's perspective, when someone's building a home or reaching out to you, where do you often see them spending money that you feel is not going to bring a return for them, or even better, doesn't make sense for them to spend money there?
So it's tough sometimes when you're building for a custom home or even say renovation. So like what happens is a client will tend to put a very specific thing that they like, and it could be honestly only them that like it.
Yeah.
So, you know, when they're putting that in there, they truly got to understand that, hey, there is probably 0 return on investment. If
Yep.
not, maybe even more.
Yep. And you're just being forward with them on that of this is not they're not going to pay a return to you. But this is something you
Exactly.
like. When you're designing a home today, what are features or what are layout things that people are talking to you about that maybe would not have been something in the past?
So it's crazy now because in the build industry, we're starting to see some unique requests. And really nothing's unachievable now. We can
Yeah.
honestly build anything for anyone. With today's modern day technology, you want something unique, we can make it happen. Big thing 10 years ago was that clients would see something on MTV Cribs or like a celebrity have it and be like, I can never have that. You truly can have anything in a home.
Yeah.
So we can go golf simulators, we can do special theater rooms, home personalized gyms, and even as far as people are focusing their attention on the garage spaces too now. So
Yeah.
like we're customizing garage spaces to not just store stuff. It's well organized, almost an extra extension to either curb appeal or another portion of their home.
Yeah, for sure. Home gyms, etc.
Oh yeah.
TVs in the shower, fridges in the bathroom. Nice.
It's unstoppable right now. It
cool.
really is. Like when you look at somebody had a mirror where it reflected a TV outside of out of the mirror, and I was just like, okay, that's nuts. Like I was just at the Orlando builder show, and the stuff that is coming through that show and like what's new to the industry is incredible. Like,
with tech right now.
Oh, tech!
I mean, we're going to
like,
see some crazy things.
We really are. Like smart home technology hasn't even like scraped the surface yet.
And I think you're going to see more and more of an appetite for that from, people building and people renovating.
100%. Which, by the way, that drip coffee is delish. That's going to be my go-to. Well done. No, but yeah, you're right. Like the smart. Everyone wants something smart home. Like security levels have now in heightened. Like unfortunately in Canada, we're seeing a lot of thefts happening. So we're seeing people wanting to put bollards in their driveways and stuff like that. And they want to be able to, with a flick of a switch, push of a button on their phone, they're able to put those up and prevent somebody from stealing something out of
or the
home.
shatterproof glass film, etc. Yeah,
right.
A lot of people are talking about that now.
Yeah, it's nuts. So it's the sky's the limit when it comes to renovating and building houses now.
Okay, amazing. Stefano, what do you think is one thing clients should understand better about the process when they reach out to you?
So the big thing that clients need to understand when they're reaching out to a project management firm like mine is that we're there tailored for them. So we're not necessarily the general contractor that has the team that's going to be building them the house.
Yeah.
We're the team that's going to procure all the specialty trades required to do the job for them. So, when they reach out to us, they actually have somebody working in their corner, putting a team together, giving them all the resources that they need, communicating nonstop. We utilize a strong project management software program called JobTread. Allows the client to access 24/7, 365 all year long, anywhere in the world, and they can chime in, see what's going on their projects, and we're full transparency. We let the client truly customize the package however they want.
Great. I think that gives someone doing that a lot of peace of mind as well.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me was I was tired of hearing clients say, I'm just happy it's over.
Yeah.
I want them to feel good when we're doing the process of saying, that was such a good process. We were fully informed. The team did what they did. And like, I'm not going to tell you something just to get the job. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. What would be one of the pieces of advice that you could give a client when they're reselling? So if they're coming in and they got to do some renovation work, what would be one of the pieces of advice you could give them?
First off, I would say talk to a professional like yourself. But outside of that, I would say, just like I touched on earlier, make sure you're thinking about that next buyer. Not everyone wants blue cabinets in the kitchen. The most buyers are going to want a more traditional style of that. And I'd say just think about that. On top of that, we haven't touched on it yet, but storage. There's never enough storage. That's the joke we make during every showing, every listing. There really, truly is enough storage, and that's something that can give somebody a huge peace of mind moving into their next property.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is like, usually when I go into somebody's house, like I always say, consult with a realtor if you're looking to do a renovation to flip.
Yeah.
So like my biggest piece of advice is like, if somebody comes to me and says, hey, we want to spruce up our house so that way we can sell it.
Exactly.
My first thing would be, have you talked to a realtor? Do you have a realtor? If not, I suggest you do, and get their point of view. So it's great that you gave us that point of view.
For sure.
Of it. And I think the biggest thing too is a lot of people, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a lot of people look for functionality in a home.
Absolutely.
More than the aesthetic component of it. Like, I get a lot of people say, oh, you know what? I really want this in the house, but you're going to sell the house.
Yep.
So sometimes it might be better to do the renovation and focus on the bones and the structure and the functionality of the house versus the aesthetics. Because let me ask you this, 6 out of 10 times people buy a house, what do they change? Either the paint or some aesthetics that they don't like in the house, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So put your money where the value is going to be, which is more of the bones, functionality.
Kitchen, bathrooms, layout.
Don't say that to a designer because they're not going to agree with us. But
sorry to everybody.
I know a few of the designers are going to yell at me for that one. But I appreciate, honestly, I appreciate your time coming
Thank
in
you.
today. This has been a blast. I look forward to more coffees with you.
For sure.
Thanks for introducing me to this spot. This is going to be definitely a spot I stop in and when I come through Orillia. And yeah, man, thanks so much.
And thank you. It's been exciting to be part of this with you.
I appreciate it.
And I can't wait to see where it goes.
Yeah, man, I look forward to the journey. I know you got a lot of good things coming in the future, and so do we. So let's do it together.
Thank you, buddy.
Awesome.